me St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the 25th day of July, 2022. Monday of the 17th week of the year, but it is also, more importantly, my feast day, or one of my feast days. This is the feast day of the first St. James the Greater, happening on this day, the feast of St. James the Greater, July the 25th. It is also 5 months until Christmas Day. So again, something to start thinking about again. Back in the South, back in North Carolina, back in Raleigh, but on the road today because I am headed to Wallace, to Transfiguration Parish in Wallace, which is celebrating its 70th anniversary as a parish in the diocese, and they asked me to come and do a little shtick. So I'm going to go do that this morning. So still traveling. But after you saw this wonderful experience that I had in Germany, still no ability to rest yet. Anyway, today the Feast of St. James has two readings and two special readings. The first reading from the letter of James itself, of course, it's appropriate. And the most wonderful thing about this reading is the line, "Everything is yours." And that again is important. It is James's expression of the fact that God wants us to be with God. That God is not about trying to judge and limit who can get into heaven or who can enjoy wonder and beauty and goodness and holiness. It is not an us versus them. It is not you're in and you're out. Contrary to all of those wonderful medieval and even Renaissance paintings like Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel fresco, in which there are many who are going into hell and only a couple who may go into paradise. That is not what James wrote about. That is not what Jesus preached. And so this sort of reinforcement coming from the pen of James in this letter of James to reaffirm and to reassure those who dare to believe that it is not about scratching your way into paradise or trying to beat other people into it, but that everything now even is ours to be put to the right use, the appropriate use. Again, never forgetting that it is gift and only gift, but it is ours to use appropriately and ours to use for the greater glory of God and for ourselves as the image and likeness of God. In the gospel, you have a great contrast then, because you have James and John and their mommy, asking Jesus for that great privilege of sitting at Jesus' right and at his left when he comes in glory. Now, whether or not she thought that was in the present time or whether she thought that was at the end of time is not necessarily clear. But she wants, again, as sometimes many mommies want, what's best for her children. And so it is sort of an act of arrogance, which is not in keeping with the understanding of James's later letter that everything is ours. And again, Jesus goes into the fact that it's not about getting what you can get from me, although there are many people who try to get what they can get from Jesus as they try to get what they can get from everything. But it is about service, and it is about giving of ourselves and of being for ourselves. And again, this idea of service, important to realize it is not kind of this every now and then sort of thing. Again, confirmation service projects are absurd and ridiculous. Let us just show everybody doing a nice thing so it's a good photo shoot and it makes us look very pious and whatever, and it's good for PR. That is not what service is about. It is an attitude. It is a way of understanding ourselves. It's a way of being in this world, of giving, constantly giving of ourselves and never fearing to give, never failing to give, always finding new opportunities to give. Again, it is one of those 5 attitudes and behaviors that the Gospel of Luke focuses upon: to give, to forgive, to be merciful, not to judge, and to give. That sense of service makes us into great witnesses in this world and shows this world that there is something more to human life, that sometimes we are afraid to engage in, or afraid to understand, afraid to even try. For us to give the world this kind of courage, to be able to be of help and support to one another, allows more of that reign of God to be revealed in our midst. And may the Lord give you his peace.